Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the GetGrowing weekly work session with GetOiling. I'm Coach Ashley. We're joined today by founder Greg Kilwine, as well as Julie, Jessica, and Colin from our team, and two of our younger teammates here. we have Gracie here, and oh, do we have a little wave over there?
A reluctant wave. There it is.
Okay. Hi, Macy. All right, you guys, we're so happy everyone is here today. Really glad to have you here. We are going to be going over a lot today. So if you're brand new, buckle up. Or, just generally buckle up. There's a lot to go over here. If you're brand new, though, by the way, we're really excited to have you here. This is a live call that we host every single week at noon Eastern time for the entire Young Living community who is seeking to grow a business and to do so in a way that's congruent with you, your energy, who you are, and really importantly, you wanting to reach the people that you would really like to have in your business, those lives you'd like to get oiled. We want to attract them to you, and we at GetOiling have the tools to help you do it, and we have training every week to help you learn the best ways you can use our platform to get that thing done. So go ahead and leave us a comment in the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. Let us know what you're excited to learn about. Today, we are going to be spending a great deal of time on a homepage, right? So when you get started with GetOiling, you actually get a handful of, and depending on your market, sometimes a lot of compliant sharing tools that can be your own website homepage. It's got your name, it's got beautiful images. We scroll through and we can click off wherever we're curious and learn about body systems, babies, culinary, and all of these things that actually relate to and point off to Young Living products. So you actually have these things already that you can use. You may or may not want to have your own custom homepage of your website, but a lot of you do. And this call is for you today if you want to learn why you want one, and more importantly, what's in a good one. And of course, how you can get one that we've made for you that I'll show you how to modify on our call today. So let's go ahead and let me see the chat here real quick. By the way, if you came here today, babies, 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 I love to see babies. Girl, me too, all day. If you came here today and you are looking for help, with anything, whether it's your website front page or anything else in your system or relating to your business, please go ahead and put that in the Q&A so we can make sure we get to you at the close of our call. I actually didn't have anyone signed up for a live website review today, which is kind of advantageous because this is going to be a little bit of a longer, more intense training. However, we do want to make some space at the close of our call, for a really cool announcement that Greg has. It was a really cool feature update, especially for those of you who want to brand digital products, programs, or even just member features inside of your member area for GetOiling. We're going to talk about that. But if you came here looking for help, please come to the Q&A and we'll either get those questions addressed as I'm going through the content in our slides, or we can save some dedicated space at the end to actually show screens, share, and walk through whatever it is that you need help with. So without further ado, team, if we could, because this is going to be a whole screen situation, if we could turn off our videos so that the recording of these slides is better, that would be awesome. And then I'm going to get into sharing. We're going to get this show on the road. Okay. Can you guys let me know that you can see my screen?
I can.
Thanks. All right, perfect. So today we're going to talk about step-by-step our custom homepage. And for those of you who think about making your own website front page and you're like, what? Or no. Stay tuned. This is actually really simple, and we've got something pre-made for you that you can just swap out the colors and the words on. So it's kind of already done, just FYI. So here's what's happening today. We're going to get into our training. We will do some member website reviews or some live help, depending on what the need is at the close of our call. And we'll get into some Q&A and support there as well. And like I mentioned, a really cool announcement and show and tell from Greg about our member area and your member area on your GetOiling site. If you've got questions, please go ahead and add those to the Q&A section, and we'll get to those as we move through our call today. And for those of you who watch recording in the future, hello. You can join these calls live every week. If you go to getoiling.com/weekly work session, feel free to invite your teams. You do not have to be a GetOiling member to be on these calls. We get lots of great content that comes through here that's not just about exactly all the things our platform can do for you. So if you want to tune in and connect with Team YL and learn more from this community, go ahead and get on this list so that you can be notified of upcoming trainings. So today we're going to go over the elements of a homepage that works, the pre-work, the stuff you do before you ever log in to do the tech stuff that actually makes this really easy for you, the template that is done and ready to go that you'll be getting access to, as well as how to make it your own. And just a note here, and for those of you who are in Grow Workspace's sort of VIP level, this is very similar to the training that we did on Tuesday. We can expand a little bit further into some different modifications here today, but it is more or less the same template. So stay tuned. I know this probably bears some repeating, and you may want to rewatch this. Oh, and by the way, let me just go ahead and put this out here right now. You do not need to take a million notes today, because these slides, and in fact, if you're on the list, these slides, as well as the resource bundle with the template page we'll be going over today, is already in your inbox with the invitation to get on this call, and we'll send out another one for the replay today. So these slides, what you're looking at right now, you're going to get a copy of these to use as your notes. Of course, take down any other notes you'd like to in the meantime, but don't try to write frantically as I'm talking fast. Just know that you'll get the replay and you have these slides. Now, just a quick note, this homepage, so the front page of your website, is a homepage with a funnel integrated. And this is this way for a very specific and important reason, because if your website isn't capturing leads, it is just a fancy business card. And there's nothing wrong with a fancy business card, but I want you to do work that's more effective for your business. And if people can land on your website, see that you're offering something that's interesting to them, and they put their name and email address in a form, you now know, because of what they opted in for, that they would be a great person to have a conversation with, who would be likely quite open to what you'd recommend in the world of Young Living, right? We want our homepage, we want our website to generate leads for us, to qualify leads, so that people who go, we know they're interested in things that we are talking about that can lead to Young Living conversations, right? Quick show of hands, that makes sense, right? That is the purpose of having a funnel. It's the purpose of having lead forms, all of that kind of stuff. That is why this particular page is set up the way that it is. Now, the example that we provided here, the thing that someone is going to opt themselves into, put their name and email address in, and then get access to this thing we're giving away for free, we're actually leveraging a resource that Grow Workspace has created. And that's their 28 to Elevate. It is a 28-day challenge. It's almost like a little coaching program. It's really cool. We're using that as the funnel's lead magnet. But you don't have to use this specifically. You could do something different, like offering your lead group. If you wanted to kind of break down the value of what someone could find in your lead group, maybe you're talking about minimalism, maybe you're talking about instant pot recipes, maybe you're talking about DIYs, maybe it's yoga, whatever it is, you can break down the value of it and use this page to offer what you are offering in your lead group. You can offer a challenge. If you're someone who's created maybe a 28-day challenge, 21-day, 14-day, whatever challenge, you could offer this on a page like the one I'll be showing you here in a moment. You can offer a consult or a discovery or strategy call. We did do an example of what a strategy call intake funnel looks like recently on one of our replays. Check our channel for that. You could also offer a recorded class. So if you are doing online events or Zoom classes that teach oil topics or even oil adjacent topics. Heck, you could put a 101 class in here. If it's recorded, you could offer that kind of thing in this instance as well. So let's talk about what's in a homepage, right? What is in a homepage that makes this work? And I will be showing you guys visual breakdowns of this, so stay tuned. First, we're going to talk about what working with you does for them. This is where a lot of us kind of get the website thing a little twisted. It is your website. It may even be yourname.com, but what your website is about is the person that you're speaking to. So the first thing that we need to get out of the way is what's in it for them, because that's what's going through their mind. It's the thing that's making them decide whether or not to click off and go back to Facebook or whatever other thing that they could be doing with their time. We're going to then offer a lead magnet. So this is giving them something for free in exchange for their information. There's a lead form on the page. This is simply where they would enter their name and email address to get that lead magnet that you're offering. Then we're going to say a little bit about who we are in the context of how we help them. And then how they can learn more or get more from you. This is where we can link off to other lead magnets you may have, to your Facebook group or your community, to your events, to your blog, things like that. All of those things are great options for you, and we can show you what that looks like. And no matter what you've got going on, you can have at least one of these things available for people to engage with. All right, so everything else that would be on your page is a bonus. These are the must-haves. Everything else is a bonus. All right, so let's break down the sections and we'll show you what they look like. First, we have our above the fold section. The reason why we call this above the fold is for the same reason we used to refer to newspapers in this way. And in the marketing world, in newspapers, people would really focus on the headline and the image and the copy, which is the words, above the fold, because the newspapers fold in half. The top part is what you see when you're passing by or you're at the counter buying your coffee and you see the newspaper there, you buy it for what's above the fold. People are going to buy the time to stay on your website based on what is above the fold. This is prime real estate. It is the most important part of your homepage because it's going to allow someone to make a decision in nanoseconds as to whether or not they want to keep reading and see if what you have to offer is something that's for them. All right, so we have what's in it for them. This is our value statement. There's a number of different ways that you can phrase this, and we'll go into what that looks like. But we're talking straight to, in this case, a mom who's super busy, wants to feel like she did 5-10 years ago, but she just can't figure out how to get her head above water on the daily grind, right? So we're speaking straight to her and saying, I'm going to help you find sanity in this daily thing that you're dealing with so that you can start to feel that way that you want to. And now, what's going through her head? Here's my value statement. Here's what I do. And the next logical question from her is, well, how do you do that? Well, I have a free challenge that's going to help you feel more energized, self-confident, and look your best in 28 days. So that's what we're giving away. Here's what I do for you. Here's a way that I can start to help you get it, right? So this is above the fold, really important. When they click this button, a lead form is going to pop up. The lead form is going to offer and break down just a little bit more information and tell them what to do to get this thing that they are curious about getting so that they might actually do it and they become your lead. All right, so below this section, now this is technically optional if you are using a longer form lead magnet, which would be, I mean, a 28-day challenge, that's a big commitment, right? A 45-minute video in the world of the internet is a pretty big commitment. So if you're doing something, if you're offering something as a freebie that is larger in concept than a 1 to 3 page PDF, so if it's an ebook, if it's a video, if it's a Facebook group, if it's a challenge, break down the value a little further so that they can know just enough more so that they can make a decision. Right? Because if they're like, oh, 28 days, I don't really see what's in it for me. Well, we're going to break this down a little bit. 28 days, that's 4 weeks. Week 1, we're going to do this. Week 2, week 3, and so on. And so what we're doing here is we're saying, here's what we're going to do together, or here's what you'll find. So if this is your lead group, here are the 4 core topics that we cover. And then we contextualize what that is and talk about what this means for them, what it'll do for them. Now, finally, and this again is optional, if you have a 2-page lead magnet, then you don't need to do these 2 sections. Excuse me, but if you do that value breakdown, we want to lead up to a pitch. So now we've broken down what they're going to get in those 4 weeks. Now we're saying, all right, let's get you to where you want to be. Here's all you're going to get when you opt in. Now go do it. Okay. And again, when they click this join the challenge, that lead form pops up and they become your lead and then get the campaign and start getting access to the thing that you've offered. Now, a testimonial section is something that you can use to support your lead magnet. You could use something like this to support a sales page if you're selling a product, which is separate from our conversation today. Or these could simply be testimonials about what it's like to work with you, what people's results have been as a result of working with you. And we'll break these down here shortly. Importantly, we also have an about section where we put a blurb from our about page. Now, if where you are right now is you don't have a separate about page and maybe you don't feel comfortable building one yet, then put all of your story in this section. That's totally fine. But again, what we really want to be able to do is to connect our person to the avenues that are most interesting to them. And typically for our ideal person who's looking to solve a problem, maybe they arrived at your homepage because they saw a blog post you wrote and they want to know what else it is that you do, or they saw a Facebook post that you made and they want to know a little bit more about what you offer. They're going to want to know about what you offer. Knowing about you and your story is going to be supportive, but it is secondary. So we don't want to make our page all about us. We want to have some stuff here that is in the context of what's important to them, and then give them an opportunity by clicking a link or a button to go to your about page to get the whole story. All right, the next we have a showcase section. This is actually two different kinds of showcase sections that we could use. If you're blogging on the GetOiling platform already, then there's a really simple page template that you can use that will automatically populate your most recent blog post, which is what you see in this top section here. If you're already blogging and you're using featured images on your blog post, there's nothing else that you have to do. That's already there, it's good to go. If you're not blogging on this page template, you can simply hide it or delete it. Now, the other showcase section here that I wanted to show you is a place for you to put additional ways people can connect with you, learn from you, and that sort of thing. So there's no right or wrong answer here. Just give some options. If you don't have any options yet, the simplest thing you can do is this subscribe to updates, right? So you see the subscribe for updates, it's the third one in. Simply have a single section with text that's inviting them to subscribe for updates and then go off to a landing page from there. They can enter their name and their email to sign up for your newsletter. All right, this is the final part of the page. It's our final call to action. We're referring back to what was shared and offered to them up on the top of the page. And if they've made it this far, we're asking them if they're ready to get started, right? So are you ready to start thriving every day? Here's the call to action: get instant access to my 28-day challenge, or to my free community, or to my whatever you're offering, and get my training direct to your inbox on a regular basis. And again, they're going to click this button, the lead form pops up, and they opt in and get what we're giving away. Okay, so let's talk about the pre-work that makes this page work. And after we do this, we're actually going to go over to the page. I'll show you what it looks like live, and I'll show you some ways that you can modify it and make it yours. So the number one thing you need to know is that you don't need to even bother logging into your GetOiling system until you've written out everything that you know you want to say on the page. You've determined what it is that you want to offer as a lead magnet, and then of course gathered or created those separate assets. So the lead magnet itself, if that's your lead group, or grabbing the, downloading the 28 to Elevate bundle from Grow Workspace if you're using that, whatever that might be, writing the emails for the campaign, or whatever you're giving away, right? And we have other trainings on creating lead magnets. So just make sure you know what you're giving away and what you're going to be saying. And then also you want to determine, before you even log in, what are the other directions that you'd like to point them toward for that showcase section, and gather those links. So if you're blogging, this can be a link to your blog. If you've got a lead group on Facebook, it can be a link to that. If you've got a vault that's free, that's on your GetOiling site, and you want to use that, you can do that. If it's connecting with you on social, whatever it might be, if you have other lead magnets, if you have an adjacent business, if you're offering strategy calls, just think about one or more things. And the sections could be anywhere from 1 to 4 different options, or if you want to do more than that, we could have multiple showcase options like you saw in the example. Okay, now again, the lead magnet in this example is the 28 to Elevate program from Grow Workspace. If you want to use that on your homepage, just make sure, and if you're going to use our template we've created for you, make sure you modify the copy that's on this page template to reflect what your ideal person values. So I've written it for a mom of young kids who probably doesn't know when she usually has time in the day to take a shower or sit down and, I don't know, take her supplements. She feels so overwhelmed. Your person is probably someone different. So you're going to want to change, even if you're using that same 28 to Elevate, you're going to want to change the way you're talking about it on the page to reflect the values of the person you're speaking to. All right. So the pre-work is copy, that's the verbiage, the words, and the images that you use. So you're going to use a word processor to write out everything that you know you want to say or share on the page before you log in and start designing. A recipe for overwhelm, and it works every time, is to try to think creatively and work technically at once. Some blues have this capacity, but it is a recipe for burnout, you guys. Really don't recommend it. So be clear on what you want before you log in, and things become far less frustrating because you're not trying to work those two sides of your brain at once. And ideally, try to create your images beforehand as well. And I do have templates for you in Canva for every single one of the things that you saw on the page, and you can use those, modify those, change the colors, the text, whatever. Okay. So the pre-work for the above the fold section is our value statement. And this is what you're going to write in your word processor. I help fill in the blank. How does your person identify themselves? To get, do, be, or have what they want right now, so they can have the big thing that they want or have their why, right? So she wants what she wants right now, but we're also going to call out why she wants it. She wants to lose weight right now because she wants to have more energy, right? She wants to manage her stress more effectively so she can be a mom without feeling guilty, right? Of the, all the things that are up in her face right now, right? Talking about that same mom we were speaking to on the page. All right, so the lead magnet offer here is going to be get my, in this case, challenge, 28-day challenge. Here's what it'll do for you, right? It'll do this, it'll do that, it'll do that. And if you recall, and we'll show you in just a second, that was our, feel better, have more energy, right? So get my thing, it's going to help you get this thing you want. And then the button copy will be to get it, right? So get the challenge, join the challenge, something like that. Now you can use an image of the actual lead magnet here. You could use an image of you here if you wanted to, or an image that's representative of what they'll get, be, do, or have as a result of using the information you provide in the lead magnet. So here's what it looks like. This is a representative image. Here's a girl that looks like she's pretty chill, she's eating healthy, she's drinking water, and her kitchen is clean. So to a mom who's super stressed out, this is a nice representative image of how she'd like to feel when she's having her lunch maybe in the middle of the day, right? So we have a representative image here. We have a value statement for what's in it for them, and letting her know what she's going to get when she clicks that button and enters her name and email. Okay. Pre-work for the lead form is going to be really similar. We're going to reiterate the on-page copy that we just wrote from the previous section. We're going to have a call to action here, and that's really just telling them what to do gently to get what they want. So fill out the form below to get instant access to my challenge so that you can get the things that I've already told you the challenge has, right? Button copy, same as above the fold, join the challenge in this case. And the image could be the same, or you could use one that is an image of what they're getting. So in this case, there's an image here from 28 to Elevate. There's an image of the workbook that's here. And then there's a nice little stampy thing that says get instant access when you get started today to the challenge in the workbook. Right, we've got our copy here. Call to action, join the challenge. Here's what you get. Go ahead and put your information below so you can get it. All right, the pre-work for the breakdown section. And again, only use this if you're using a lead magnet that is more than like a 2 to 3 page PDF. If it's video, if it's a challenge like this, you're going to want to break this down further so she really knows why she should invest her time in this. We'll have a section header letting her know what she'll find inside of this thing you're offering. Outline what the journey looks like for them in sections, starting with the title, what it'll do for them, and some kind of a photo that represents each section. And you can use 2, 3, or 4 image sections for easy formatting. And when we go to edit the page, I'll show you what that can look like. So we have a 4-image section here. We've got representative images for these 4 different phases of what she'll experience, the journey she'll experience when she's in the challenge. We're talking about what she'll find, and we've contextualized the text here for what is in this thing that I'm offering that's important to her. Now the pitch section is, again, this is going to be better for the long form lead magnets. Ask them if they're ready to get started or ready to have the thing that they have acknowledged that they've wanted. They've scrolled this far. They want to know more, right? So now we've got a call to action. Let's get you what it is that you want in the length of time that you are proposing with your lead magnet. You'll outline what they'll get, this time in text form, and then you use the same button copy that you've used so far on the page. The image should be either the same from above the fold or from that pop-up section. So you see it here on the page where we're asking her if she's ready to wake up and thrive every day. Let's get you started feeling the best, feeling your best and making it stick in 28 days. And then we're going through these things. And again, there's the button. So this is our pitch. Our testimonials are pretty straightforward. All you've got to do is go talk to people who've either been through your process that you're offering, your lead group, your video, your whatever, or more generally, someone story that has worked with you. They felt this way, they had these circumstances, they worked with you, now they're this. Okay. So we're going to have a section header here that says what others are saying. We'll have testimonial images. That would be the client name would be included in here. You can't abbreviate. So, you know, Mary M or something like that instead of her whole last name if you want. The story, short in their client's words, that are about where they were before they started with you, how their life is different since they worked with you, and then some kind of an image of them. And we've got a template, a Canva template for these images that you're welcome to use and modify to your liking. Facts tell, stories sell. So make sure that you are featuring stories from people who are representative of your ideal person that you would like to have more of in your business, and let them see that other people have experienced the kind of benefits that they're looking for. All right, the about section. This is pretty simple and straightforward. Remember, this is about them. Consider creating a separate About Me page that you can link off to so that you can keep most of your real estate on your homepage directed toward turning your ideal person into a good lead for you. So we say, hey, I'm so glad you found me, or something similar. Give a little blurb. I like to take, you know, maybe the first paragraph and leave it at a cliffhanger, something compelling. And then for the button copy, we can say lead more, excuse me, read more, or we could just simply have text that we hyperlink that says read more if you don't want a button. And then, of course, use an image of you. Now, I do have a crop template to put yourself into a circle if you want to use this. That's included in the templates in Canva for this specific templates page template. We've got a blurb here, and so I say here where I kind of leave this off and trail off. I say, for years, I felt helpless, even as I was learning how to integrate more holistic and crunchy habits into my life. I was still struggling daily. ... Right? Well, what's next? We want them to go read more if they're really interested. So leave it there, and then you'll link that button to your About page. All right, the showcase section, our pre-work here is going to be, you know, from the blog. If you have a blog, you can certainly leave that or change that text. You don't need to add any additional copy if you're using this template and you've been blogging on your GetOiling site already. You can also omit the second if you're not blogging. Now, the other main showcase section, this is more from and your name, or you could modify this to whatever text you'd like. You don't need additional copy in this section if you're using images like buttons. So I'll show you what this looks like in a moment. We can use these images to fill a 2, 3, or 4 image section template with linked images that point off to resources like your lead group, your newsletter sign up, blog, events, or any other lead magnets you might have. So section template up top here simply displays pre-existing blog posts, your most recent ones, they'll show up here. And then anything else that we know we want to share, we're going to use our Canva template to make a nice little button that invites them to click it and then go off to whatever that other resource might be. All right. Finally, pre-work, our call to action, our final call to action. Ask them if they want what they came here for. Ask them if they're ready. Tell them what they're going to get, click, and ask them to click. All right. Really, really simple. And that's what it looks like. Now, once we've done our pre-work, once we know what we want to say, you've seen the examples, think about what you want to say, write it all out, then we can go and edit the page. All right. So no matter what lead magnet yours is that you choose, just make sure that when you're creating this page, that you're connecting a campaign that's going to deliver the link to what they're signing up for. So this would be, you know, to your vault, PDF, Facebook group, you know, whatever your lead magnet is, whatever you're giving away. After they've registered, it's best practice to send them to a confirmation page or a thank you page, just to make sure that you've got a good email from them. The read more button in your about section should go off to your About Me page. And all of the other buttons that offer the lead magnet, you know, in this case, that say join the challenge, need to have this hashtag lead in the URL field, in the address field, because that's what's going to make our pop-up box work. And then in the showcase section, no matter how many of the showcase things you have, how many options you're providing there, make sure that those are all linked to go off to the different places where they can take advantage of what you're offering. Now, these are the templates for this page. Again, you're going to get this as a PDF, this thing you're seeing right now. And so you're able to actually click on these links where it says click here to go get all of your Canva templates for this page template that I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. Do we have any questions that are coming in so far just before I go do this show and tell?
Yeah, we do have several questions here. Let's see. Angela's asking about how to set a page like this as the home page, and there's like a new button for that inside the page editor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So we can actually get to that real quick here. Let me go over to this real quick. Did I type it wrong? Yeah.
Oh, it's missing. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so if we go to this page for Jane, it is this one. Okay, so when you're ready to turn this into your homepage, this is what it'll look like once you grab the resource bundle. This is what it will look like in your system. Obviously, don't do this until you've edited it to your liking, but right over here in the settings menu, there's this little downward triangle. You can make this your site's homepage right here, real quick and easy. All right, so this is what it looks like, you guys, just so you can see this in action. I have section headers for each of these sections that have a parallax background. So it's this pretty little sort of scrolling over the top of this floral situation. And you guys can swap out that image to your liking. Again, this is one of the Canva templates that you'll get. So you can actually change that, if you don't like the flowers, make it something else. And then you can simply swap out the background image if you want them to behave like these are showing, just, with whatever the colors and images are that you want. So just real quick, that's what the whole thing looks like. When you click join the challenge, you get the pop-up here. Any of these aren't linked, right? We're just talking about what they'll get in the challenge. Here again, this opens up the pop-up form. These are testimonials. This would link off to an about page. I don't have it linked right now. These do link off to the blog. So they'll actually go straight over there. So you can actually have these set up if you already have a blog with GetOiling. And then finally, all of these sections here, you could link the blog, link to your Facebook group, link to a landing page where you offer people to sign up for your newsletter, or if you have a call booking funnel like we have gone over on recent trainings, you could link the URL to that page here as well. Then of course, join the challenge opens up the lead form. So to edit this page, it's a few things that you need to know that'll work for you across the entire page. Number one, changing images. Once you've swapped your image out, and again, for this one, the lead magnet image right here is available to you. Both of these are available to you as Canva templates. You can simply go in, swap for the colors you prefer, and make this thing your own, right? If that's what you wanted to do. Totally up to you, or if you want to turn this into something else entirely. Know that for this one in particular, I do have this saved as a transparent background image. That's not something that our Canva button, unfortunately, is currently supporting. So if you were to click add design from Canva, you could do that for this one. But for this one down here, if you want it to be this sort of floaty, no background image, then you're going to want to do this separately in Canva using the templates, and then just upload those by swapping and clicking and getting an image from your device. All right, so that's how you swap out an image. You add one from your device, or in the case, I would say in the case of square ones, that's pretty simple and straightforward. Go to replace, go to add design from Canva. Logo is a quick way to get yourself straight into a 500 by 500 pixel square. So that's how you swap those out. So that's our images. So that's a really easy thing to do. So go in and change the images that you've created that you want to use on the page for your testimonials, for all of this stuff, right? Now, the next thing that you want to do is address your backgrounds. Okay, so with your backgrounds, you can click this little pencil. This is a newer thing now as we're filming this. Click the little pencil, you can change your background color. If you have a brand kit set up in Canva, I highly recommend having your brand kit open. I'm actually not logged in right now. If you have your brand kit open and in a separate window on your screen, it's really easy for you to just click here, click show colors, and then just go grab the color that you want, or you could grab a color from one of these images if you wanted to do something like that. So you can swap out the image background there if you want, if you don't want this like brown color as the background. You can also, for all of these header sections where we see the floral background, you can click there. Oops. We can click here and select a new background. So we can add one from our files on our computer, or you could add a design from Canva. If you wanted to do that and not use the one that I've created for you, blog banner is the preset in Canva that I like to use for section backgrounds. So you would upload that one. And if you want to keep this look like the sections are kind of floating over a static background, then you're just going to want to use the same image and keep all of the settings the same in all of these section headers. All right, so we've covered our photos and our backgrounds. Now let's look really quickly at our buttons. If you don't want pink, you can just come over here and change the style, pick one of the colors that you've already selected. You can change your button options by going under My Site settings and going to custom colors and fonts. And just make sure that you've named it something that is memorable to you so that you know what it is, because that is going to show up in this list of options to change your button color. All right, now finally, the last thing that we need to do, and if you're editing this and you're going back and doing this in the future, you already have your text written. So keep my formatting if you like by simply selecting the text that you want to swap out with your own, and then going up here to more text, paste plain text, and then paste in from your word processor document, whatever it is that, in this case, this is your value statement. You would paste that in here and it will preserve the formatting that's here. So you don't have to go and figure out, well, what size does it need to be? How do I make it this or that, right? And then we do that for the rest of the page. Do that in the sections here, do that in the descriptions here. You're simply swapping stuff out for what you want, and you're good to go. You can make any additional changes you want, get as extra as you want to. Oh, and the final thing, check your links. Check all your links on the page before you publish. So right here where it says join the challenge, it says #lead. Down here, same, check the link, #lead, perfect. And then here, this would need to go to, if we go to edit link, you could simply go here and look for your About Me page and select that, and it'll pull that up. Since this is a template, I'm not going to keep that change though. If you are not blogging yet, maybe you want to keep this to use it in the future. Hide this section by clicking all of these icons so that they're all faded out. So this is no longer visible on the page. If you know you're not going to blog and you don't care to use this ever, then go ahead, and you want to do this for both of these, go ahead and just delete both of these. If you're not going to be doing the blog at all, either hide them again or delete the section that you don't want to use. And then finally, for your this showcase section here, totally up to you. If there's only one thing that you want to offer, what I want you to do is just get rid of this section and go over here and click one of these 2-column photo left, text right. And you're going to make it more or less like this section here. So maybe this is subscribe for updates, or maybe this, the image that would be on this side is, gosh, I don't know, join the community or learn more about my course or whatever. So create a new section here and have the one thing on the left that you're offering and talk about it on the right. Now, if you have 2 things that you want to offer in your showcase, there's a 2-photo strip. You can simply select here, and then you use your images, delete this text, use the button images from your Canva template to invite them to subscribe for updates and to join your community, if that's what you want to do. And you're just simply swapping out these photos for the ones that you've created. And then there are also 3 and 4 strip sections. So you could do a 3 photo strip here or a 4 photo strip here. Again, if you're using the template that provides you with the format like this, these are actually acting more like buttons on the page. So you don't have to worry so much about having to format text in a section like this. Right? There's something up with my browser right now, so it's not letting me delete that section. Anyway, so that's basically it, you guys. And once you're done, you're obviously going to want to save the page and then view the page and make sure that all of your links work. And then, of course, once you've confirmed that everything is working to your liking, you've got it set up exactly how you want it, then that thing that we had just shown you, where you go over here to settings, you can make this your site's homepage. And now you have a brand new homepage for your website that's designed to get you leads for your business. So that is it. You guys have the Canva templates for the images, as well as a template for that page that you can just go and make your own following the training using these slides that you can download and use after our call today. So yeah, looks like we had a few questions, a good bit of chat activity. So let's see. We're kind of all over the place with questions here. So are you able to show, so Allison, if you want to see what a page looks like on mobile and you're on your desktop, all you need to do is just shrink the screen over as far as you can go. And I mean, to be fair, also the best way to see what it looks like is to just open it up on a phone, right? Like try it on different devices, but you could always just shrink your screen over. All right, would love to have my 28-day challenge on my front page, but it's a paid for challenge. Should that still be on my homepage? I would put that in a showcase section for sure, not up at the top. We want to offer things for free up top because that's really our opportunity to connect, to establish credibility, relationship, rapport. Big picture, these are going to be strangers. Or mostly strangers who want a way of passively engaging with what you offer so that they know better as to whether or not they want to take next steps and maybe have a one-on-one conversation with you and move forward. So certainly have it, just don't put it in that prime real estate section. Angie, if you could, we're going to do this in just a second. You can't find it, and we're going to find it together in just a minute. All right, could you remind me how to use the saved replies within a Vault discussion group? So a Vault discussion group is like a chat room, Susie. It's not, so the saved replies are something that you can use for email. You can use them for your blog post. There's lots of different ways you can use it, but the saved replies are not something that go into the chat room. Greg, is there anything else you would add there?
No, that's right. Because saved replies have all sorts of formatting and such that doesn't actually work in the discussion room.
Okay. Oh, here's a good question. All right, so about blogs, Allison says, I've noticed that the candle blog post that I was given doesn't show up with a photo or a featured image. Do I need to remove the picture from the body and add it to the button? No. So you have a couple of options. I'll show you what my preference is for blogs. So you do want to have a featured image, but you don't want to show, I don't know what is going on with my browser right now. So you want to have a featured image, but you don't want to show the featured image on the blog post itself if you want to be able to format your blog post. So here's the 7 benefits of practicing yoga. I've got a featured image, but you don't see the featured image here. And on the published post, you don't see the featured image either. So the way that we do this is you upload the featured image, and there is a recommended pixel size, or like a dimensions for this photo for you to use. Oops. But then you can choose under advanced options to show the featured image on the blog post. So just don't check this box. So make sure that you've got an image for all of your blog posts. If you don't want them to be automatically inserted and you want to be able to use this supply, like I did here, to format your blog post so that it looks like this. Because what's going to happen, like if you check that box and you want to just allow it to show the featured image on your blog post, it's just going to be right here up top. And it's going to look a little weird with all of the other formatting you may have done. So that's it. That's all you have to do. But yeah, just make sure you're using them. All right. In the showcase, do you recommend using from the blog if we have it? Option 2 only if you don't have a blog. So if you're using that from the blog section, which is one of our page section templates, it automatically populates everything, you don't have to do anything. Then you don't need to have the blog below in the showcase. You know, what I would recommend if you're just getting started with, you know, lead generation, kind of some getting people onto an email list and stuff, I would recommend just having that one like photo on the left, text on the right setting below, where you just like, you know, subscribe for my updates, tell them what they'll get when they do, and just have that be your showcase section. And that's perfectly fine. If you start adding other things that you want to show there, like maybe you've got live events that you do, or really anything else that you want to showcase, right? You can, you know, modify that section by, you know, creating a 2-image, 3, 4-image section in lieu of just the one with some text. All right. May have asked this before, but if I want more than one picture in my blog, can I do that? Yeah, you actually saw that in the example that I gave. If you use saved replies, it's already kind of pre-formatted, which is pretty cool. So yes, you can, but it's only one featured image, and you can choose whether or not that's on the blog itself. Where does your book a call go to? A custom page with lead on it or directly to Calendly? Great question. And the first one is correct. So if I have a book a call with me on a home page, it's going to go off to a separate page on the site where they would fill out the form, apply for the call, whatever, and then going through that that call funnel that we talked about recently. Is there a template like the one you're showing for the blog, and where do I find those? We actually did this on a weekly work session, and that template is, oh gosh, it's newsletter template 3 or 4, I think, but it is a saved reply template. And all you have to do is just grab one, and then you can delete whatever you don't want from it too. Like, I think this is actually a combination of several templates that I've used. One of them is a recipe template. So all of those are available in saved replies when you're composing your blog. Great questions. Okay, so Greg, can you share this this cool announcement with us? And I'm going to go log into Angie's account so that we can walk through and figure out what happened with her lead magnet.
Yeah, sure can. Oh, can you make me co-host? Looks like I can't screen share
Yeah,
at the moment.
sorry. Yep, can do. Okay.
There we go. Sure, yeah. So I posted about this in our Facebook group yesterday, and it's in the app as well, but there's been some branding improvements inside the member area. I'll show you those here. Okay, so screen is being shared. So just to kind of give you some background on this, like the member area does have a way to, or did previously have a way to put it like an image on every vault. But once you got inside the member area, the list of contents was, you know, plain text. Essentially, it was, you could have text on there, no real formatting or style. And even within like an online class, it was kind of the same. If you have a big class, you have a big list of lessons. Now there's some new settings here that allow you to customize that further. So along with a really cool like sales page, landing page, way of letting people discover other vaults that might be in your member area. So I'll show you this. This is a little demo account that I have set up here. And this is like the vault homepage. Somebody logged in, or so at the member area homepage, it lists out all the vaults. Now this person that I'm logged in as has access to a couple of vaults here. And there's also, in case you haven't run across this, there's this you may also be interested in section that has other vaults that they can join, and you can choose which vaults they see in this list. So I'll start by showing you this sales page concept. Like previously, one of the other challenges is like if your vault didn't require a payment, there wasn't any way for you to like protect who gets in. You couldn't show it in this list. I mean, you could, but they could click on it and they would be in. Now there's a new setting here when you're setting up your vault. This setting is the same vault the same setting that's always been here to let others in the member area see and join this vault. But now when you check that, there's some options here about where they are sent after they click to register. And so the default is to send them to the vault, which is what we did before. which is what was available before. But now you have an option of choosing to send them to a custom page or just any arbitrary URL. So you can make them go through a sign up process. Like if they have to fill out a 10-page form or something on, that you've got, or maybe there's some other thing they have to go through, or maybe it's just a landing page. And you want people to, you want to see who's getting in and like get the email notification that people are registering and getting into that vault. You can do that now. So what I've done here is I set up this lighthearted wellness club to have a landing page essentially that people have to fill out in order to get in, like a little survey. And I only put a couple questions in there, so it's no big deal. But like, so right now I'm the visitor here, and I'm like, oh, okay, this looks really interesting. I wonder what this is. So click here, and you notice it doesn't take me to the vault. It takes me to this landing page. And of course, maybe there's some reasons why, whatever. I'm interested. Click to sign up. I'll put my name in here. And whoops, that didn't work. I've got a keystroke shortener and apparently didn't put the right thing in there. And so now I can ask the question, answer the question, and hit yes. And now it's going to fill out, it's going to notify me of a lead and then send them right over to the vault, which is really cool. So, and you don't have to do that. Like if you want to have approval, you can just have that be the end of the line, send them to a thank you page that says, thanks for applying, we'll let you in. We'll review your request and approve you. So that's a kind of a cool thing. If for paid vaults, they already sort of have that, so you don't necessarily need this, but this is really useful for free vaults. There's a lot of people who like to show maybe their business builder vault, the brand partner vault, but they want to have some sort of like gating and approval process in order to get in. So this would allow you to do that. Again, this setting isn't new, but this option down here is about, where to send them to, like a custom page or a URL or something like that. So now that I'm in this vault here, which is pretty cool. So now I've joined, and you can see now the vault contents, I have a bunch of photos here, and these are just random photos I happen to grab from Canva because they've got nice, easy stuff to put on the page, along with a list of the other content. So this is sort of what the vault contents looked like before. You could have your link, and then it would have a little icon showing what it was exactly that you were clicking on. Well, now you can upload images here. So when you're setting up the vault, you may have seen this because it's been out for a couple of days, there's a new little photo icon here in the list. And all you have to do really, if you want to add a photo on there, is to click it and then choose one from the list. Maybe I'll drop this one on there. And yeah, that's really all there is to choosing a photo. So now, well, there actually is one setting here that I'd like to show you as well. If you want the content name, which is the vault name, or sorry, the class name, like hello there, or copy, this sort of thing. If you want that to show up with the image, you can check this box, but otherwise uncheck it, and then we'll only show the image. This typically you'd want to have an image that probably has the name on it there. So what I'll do now is I'll save this and I'll come over here, and you can see previously this hello there page didn't have an image on there, but I'll reload this now, and you'll see that there's the new graphic that I put on here is there instead. And now you can actually click through these and you'll go to the next, whatever this is. And this happens to be a class. And this photo branding has been applied to classes too. So you can see the lessons here in the class now have images. So if I come back over here and I'll edit the vault, I'll click on this one, this specific class that I have, and it'll take me over to the class content. You know what? I think this is the wrong class. Let me go back one here. One of these is the one, what was the name of this one here? Oh, the time one. Okay. I grabbed the wrong one. So let me click on the one that actually has the images, and I'll show you what that looks like in here. My computer is being really slow today, actually, too. I think it must be something in the water. I don't know. But it's like really pokey. But yeah, you can see now there's images that are in the lessons, and the same sort of technique. You just click on the image, choose your image. And if you want to add it from Canva, if you want to add a design from Canva, you can do that right here as you're selecting an image. So just click that, it'll open up Canva. You can put it in there, it'll drop it right on your page. So yeah, so now over here on the lesson, you can see here, here it is. You can click on the lesson image itself rather than the text. Do whatever you do in the lesson and mark it as complete when you're done with it. And as you can see, like this one here happens to be a time unlock class. So it shows it's got the little lock icon when it unlocks, which is kind of cool. So people know exactly what to expect and when that'll be happening. You can see this one doesn't have an image, and that just shows up down there. So if they're all open, they would all show the full images. I wanted to show you a class that actually has some locked content, so you can see what that looks like. But yeah, so those are the big changes there. Great improvements, I think, to vaults and being able to have free content that people have to, fill out a form to get in, or you have an approval process, or whatever you want to do on your end to automate that. Or if you have a for sale vault, then you can put your sales page there rather than just the vault checkout page. So you can give them all the details about why they should sign up and pay for it. So yeah, those are the exciting things today in vaults.
So exciting. So exciting, you guys. It's a really looking forward to doing more training on that. For those of you, and we're seeing some comments in the chat here about, I don't even know how to do vaults. How do I do that? I put this link in the chat here, you guys. This is getoiling.com/move your groups, all one word. That is a complete step-by-step course that teaches you how to, well, I mean, the premise, the reason why we created it in the first place was to help you move your stuff of Facebook so that your business is safe. But it's also really a walkthrough of how you can design, conceptualize, design, and build a group on GetOiling in your member area for your leads, for your customers, or for your brand partners, or for whatever else. So definitely check out that free training. All right, so Angie, I want to bring you out to chat here real quick, and I'm going to walk through just making sure that we've got all this set up. Would you raise your hand for me if you're still here, Angie George? I think you're here. There we go. All right. So I'm going to share real quick. Last week, what we did was on, where is it on your homepage? Let me just close out of these things. It's so weird, like what my screen's doing. It won't let me close out of some of my tabs. Okay. All right, so last week what we did on your site, Angie, was we added your Simple Start to Natural Living link to your landing page, which is this right here. This is from Simple Grace Collective. It's a freebie from Simple Grace Collective, right? And so what we did was we added that as a link to your homepage, which I assume is this one, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So that means it should be right here. So it's not going to give you a pop-up on the page. It's actually going to go off to that landing page. So first, I think it's possible that there's something might be wrong with this link. I think you had 2 of these. So I'm going to copy that link, which is a published landing page, and we're going to paste it here. And it does look like it's different. So I'm going to save that. And when we view, then we should be good.
Well, I had to go into like Canva and edit. And then I went into make some edits in my homepage, and I just lost it from there. So I'm not sure what
all good. Well, it appears to be fixed now. So you do want so you don't want to have this pop up on the page, since we are offering for them to go off page. So let's go ahead and change that real quick. For our lead pop up, we do not want that. So we want them to click the button, and then they'll get it. So because we're not actually using a button on the page. Now, something that you could certainly do, and I do think that for now, this is a little bit more effective to sell and offer. One of the things you could do is using the template that we went over today. Is for you to kind of break down what's involved in this Simple Start to Natural Living, and then translate that over to what we were doing today, sort of in those sections, if you wanted to. But I mean, you're actually offering 28 Elevate. So
I did. That was actually a question, because I offered it in January, and I think I have it. The links turned off right now. I'm not sure why. There were some things I wanted to change in the program, but I just don't know where to go from here. So I think I want to stay with this. I loved the homepage that you had today. I love that. It looks really good.
So what I would do, thank you. And what I would do is put a confirmation page like this on the other side of that homepage, and then have the homepage, this guy, like have the settings here, add them to under leads. Let's add them to the 28 to Elevate vault. And and just let them sign up this way. And then whatever campaign is attached to the 28 to Elevate Vault, if you have no campaign here, they're only going to get that one and you'll be good to go. So that would make that really simple. And this would be evergreen. So people could get themselves into it at any point. Maybe you add an email to the campaign inviting them to have a call with you to personalize their experience or something like that. Cause I know you were doing this live, but yeah, I would just do it evergreen and just have the page, add them to the vault.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure thing. Sure thing. All right. We are at the top of the hour now. Great call. Good questions. This was fun. So babies are working on sleep. Macy's rubbing her eyes. And Gracie is over here passed out. Y'all, it's Babyville here for like the next year. Just FYI, we're gonna have baby Thursday. Hi, Macy.
That means take me to bed. Good call.
Awesome. All right. Great call, you guys. We will see you back here next week. Make sure you come next week and bring a friend. A member of our GetOiling community is going to be sharing an amazing tool that she has created to help you teach biblical oils to your community. So come on back this week. It's going to be awesome. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.